Dating older men is something incredible, and
This kind woman asks, why are so many men putting on their dating profiles, looking for short, open to long, and they're 28, their time's running out.
It says being a fat girl, but not attracted to fat men.
I really need a boyfriend.
There's plenty of men in your 30s that you could have settled down and had kids for, but no, you thought you were too good for them and this and that. Like,
no ho, and I will be reporting back to you about what my experience was like and whether I actually met any hot guys at this bar. Boyfriend hunting with me in New York City. So you know all those TikToks that are like, these are the bars to go to meet the hot guys, to meet the cute single men? Well, tonight I will be visiting somewhere that you've probably heard about called Acme in NoHo, and I will be reporting back to you about what my experience was like and whether I actually met any hot guys at this bar. Tonight I'm with my friend Megan. We are both single. We are both looking for guys. It is a Thursday night, so I'm interested to see what the crowd is like, because honestly, going out on weekends in the city has been crazy recently. Okay, we just left Acme. It's midnight now. So I would say that Acme is great for meeting guys. There were a lot of guys there. Like, there was a very even guy to girl ratio, possibly actually even more guys than girls. And we got approached a lot. Each of us got approached by 3 guys. I got approached by 3 guys. She got approached by 3 guys. And I don't want to be rude, but like, we were not interested in any of the men that approached us. We just were either just not interested in them, or they were from out of town. They didn't live in New York. But it has potential, because I think that there are men there and the men approach. So we think Acme is boyfriend hunting approved, and we would come back here again. The crowd levels were good on a Thursday. Like, this was like chill to get in. It was like a good amount of crowd on the dance floor without being too packed. But it did take a while to get busy. Like, I would say it didn't get busy till like midnight. And that's the tea. Come back next time to find out where I go guy hunting next.
Yeah, that's the problem, guys. Unlimited options, right? I'm gonna tell you what happens, because I'm not saying they can't get anyone. The whole thing, they want no one, right? These ladies go to the bars hunting for other money, and men are not hearing it anymore. Guys are trying to approach. They're in New York City, right? And they can't find nothing. And you know what? They'll never learn. This is what unlimited options does. They have the guys there. New York City is actually an aggressive town. Guys don't mind approaching there. Look at it. It's popping with guys. But you see all those guys there? I'm sure a lot of them got money. They're too short. I can tell by looking at it. The crowd, right? The guys that approached them were too short. It's too much. Watch this. Look at this. This is another lady. Watch this. She said, I've been to Acme in the 9s a bunch of times. Never met anyone I wanted to go out with. Fun places, though. So hard to meet good men in the city. It's actually not. It's a lot of good men in the city. This is a problem. See this, guys? This is a problem. And this is what men aren't going for any longer.
If I leave Menards one more time without a boyfriend.
Today I went on TikTok Live and I asked handsome gentlemen to submit their boyfriend application, and they came on live and I asked them questions. The questions got a little bit maybe too graphic for the TikTok restrictions, and I got banned off live. I cannot go live anymore for a little bit. I think it's quite a while. So yeah, still no boyfriend. And I want to issue a sincere apology to everybody who was on the live, who heard all the questions and everything I said. Maybe it got a little bit too much, but I'm sorry. I'm just getting tired. This is also not an admission to guilt. The questions were not that bad. And TikTok, you should take back your restriction, because it wasn't that bad.
Why are 50% of the comments saying Facebook dating? Are people really using Facebook dating? No thanks, not for me. And then just recently the video started gaining attraction from the men, and they're like, yeah, we can't find girls either. We were told don't talk to the girls, so you have to come up to us first. Like, huh? And I think I should clarify that it's not that I can't find a man. We can't find men, because we can. They're everywhere. It's just we can't find the right men that we are looking for, that we have preference in. So maybe I should rephrase my question into, where are all the good men who have potential at? Living life in peace. Where do I find them?
It never fails. A woman comes on the internet being vulnerable, being relatable, expressing how she feels to other women. And men jump on there and they take it as their opportunity to be like, see, and I'm sure you probably met plenty of men in your 20s, plenty of men in your 30s that you could have settled down and had kids for. But no, you thought you were too good for them and this and that. Like, lonely doesn't mean desperate. So you can dump out that trash bag full of clothes because you're not bringing them to her house. Not every woman who is lonely is willing to settle for you. Don't let her tears on the internet fool you into thinking that she's probably thinking, I should have settled long ago. Like, some women don't want to settle. She might be lonely in the moment, but she still would rather choose this life. Don't act like single women are the only ones who are in tears. I'm sure there are married women who are also crying themselves to sleep every night because they married a raggedy man they met in their 20s, the raggedy man they met in their 30s. Some of these men want you to settle because they are the men they want you to settle for. So, of course, you're going to be like, see, I'm sure you met, they're the raggedy men they speak of. So her comment said things like, but at least you enjoyed your 20s when you didn't need no man. You missed the train, get a cat. Don't worry, it gets worse. Getting a man is not difficult. It's getting a decent man that sometimes is an issue. People think the worst thing in the world is being alone, but it's not. It's being with someone that makes you feel alone. So for all the men out there that are really worried about her, for some reason, I think she'll be fine. I think she pulls her car up every day to the house that she owns, that she pays for herself. She probably crawls into her king-size bed that she doesn't have to share. She has a girl dinner. And I think she plans a solo trip or a trip with her girlfriends, spend time with her family and her friends. She probably has a pet. I think she...
Why did you stop thinking? Hold up. She has a girl dinner. I forgot what's her name. I forgot. I reacted to a bunch of times. But man, she put it on right there. She has a girl dinner. Man, she's dreading. Look, this is what it is. Keep it real. She's at the age, look, it hits you. It hits some ladies at 30. It's some ladies later. She kept the fight going a little longer than you did, right? I don't know why you're keeping the fight going so long. But she's starting to see no way out. She's to the land of the lost. You don't know. This could be a time. She realized. She woke up in the morning, got up, looked in the morning, and said, your time has come. The mirror, she started seeing sagging in her face, right? You don't know what she saw. She has a bunch of makeup on. You have black jeans, and still you have a bunch of makeup on. You peel those layers off, and the truth starts coming out. Just wrinkles here. She take the makeup off, you probably see she got buckshots in her face. Crazy. Look like somebody who's putting ashes out on her jaw. You don't know what's going on with her. That lady's going through it.
She'll be fine. So when you get back home to your basement at your mom's house and you're heating up that Hot Pocket that you didn't finish this morning and you crawl into your futon, I want you to realize that She's not worried about you, so maybe you shouldn't worry about her.
No, that's not the case, right? That's not the case. See, what you ladies have to understand, what you're saying about men and his hot pocket, right? He's enjoying his solitude because he has no choice but to. This is what men do. Please understand it. They're used to it. It doesn't bother them.
I really need a boyfriend because there are times where I feel desperately lonely and I just want to cuddle. There's times where I just lay in bed at night looking at the ceiling, thinking, will I ever find someone? And I've been told in my comments and in lives and by friends that I will find someone and it'll come along when I'm least expecting it. But I've begun to believe that won't happen, and I'll never find that one person, you know. And you know how heartbreaking that is for me to feel like that, because to be loved is something I've always wanted. I don't ask for much. I just want to be loved, and I want someone to be able to cuddle me. So I really need a boyfriend.
Man, you know, I would feel sorry, right? I would. But, you feel sorry for her. Because really, I saw this, right? And then I said, let me look at I had to do a crime scene investigation, right? So I did one. I said, let me do a crime scene investigation, search your comments, and see what some people are saying, right? So I did. Then I found this. Check it out. I found this, right? This guy said, I got you. Look at him, right? He's chubby, fat. That's for her, right? But, and this is recently. This is in October. Now, you see this picture here? You know what she would say? Because she's big, obviously, you can tell. She would say, he's too big for me. I'm telling you no lies. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Look at the rest of the video, right? They never had anyone in their life, and still, he's too, like, I saw a lady, right? She had no one. The lady that was on Kendra G that says she wanted Chris Brown. I gotta find that clip of that girl. She's like, no, I can get Chris Brown. She was like halfway slow. I can get Chris Brown. And it's like, no, this is your Chris Brown right here. He probably has a good job too, right? I bet you he makes money. He'd probably be like, okay, yeah, girl, I'm here for you. You're not good enough. And why do I say that? This is why I say that. You see this? Look what she says. It says, being a fat girl, but not attracted to fat men. Being a fat girl, but not attracted to fat men. Look at her. Trying to be sexy. Hold up. We want it back. Look at her. Look at her. Look at her. Not attracted to fat men. That's what she would say. And you know what? I'll tell you why. Look at this. This is her. She's the fat throat goat. You know that song from Tupac? There's no hope for the future. You're like, no truth for the truth. And the truth is, ain't no hope for, gotta keep your head up. And the truth is, ain't no hope for the future. Doom, the doom, the doom, the doom, doom, the doom, the doom, doom. No truth for the youth and the, I forgot what it, something for the youth, and the truth is, ain't no hope for the future. There's no hope for the future. A fat throat goal. Right? This is what feminism did. She's proud of it. I'm a fat throat goat. I don't want no fat man. I don't deserve no fat man when I can swallow him with my throat. Because I'm a goat. I'm a fat throat goat. Guys, you can't make this stuff up. You can't. I'm about to die. You can't make it up. This is, look, so this is what leaves them desperate. They're desperately hunting for men, the men they want. I don't want no fat man. Oh, I can't. These videos are killing me. Oh, man. This is feminism, man. Feminism did this. All right, let me catch my breath. All right, let's continue.
Men who are like 28, 29 years old who are looking for short, open to long term on their Hinge profiles or on their dating profiles, that has become my absolute rage bait. Because what are we doing at 28, 29 years old that we still don't want a relationship, or we're still not in that mindset? Like, I get it. Not everyone wants to get married. Not everyone wants to have kids. I don't know if I want to have kids. But come on. Like, you do realize, like, are you looking for like a 24, 23-year-old at this point who's just like looking to have fun with an older guy? I don't get it. It's just so infuriating.
All right, so let's get into this one. And I've made this video here before, but it looks like we need a little bit of a refresher. So this kind woman asked, why are so many men putting on their dating profiles, looking for short, open to long, and they're 28, their time's running out. What are you looking for, a young 24-year-old? Which was such a weird example. That's like literally 4 years younger. Anyways, here is why some guys write this, and I'm going to give you two different reasons. Number one, if you've watched my channel here before, a lot of the things that girls ask for, one of the main things that a girl's going to ask for to make a man valuable in dating is going to be, I want a provider. I want a man who's got a good job. I want this. When do you think that typically happens for a man? Because it's not in his early 20s and teens. Yeah, so typically that happens in his late 20s, early 30s. So a man becomes most valuable to women in the dating market when he's, obviously able to provide. So typically that's going to happen around their late 20s, early 30s. So because of that, it's up to the man if he wants to give up the time where technically he's kind of at his dating marketplace peak. If, of course, he kept up on his appearance and he did a bunch of other things. If we're going off statistics here, yes, I know there's girls like Jennifer Lopez and Jennifer Aniston that are gorgeous when they're 40. Typically, a lot of the things that make men more attracted to women is going to be beauty. And typically that is, happening around the girl's early 20s. So that is the girl's peak. A lot of girls during that time are not looking for relationships. And even the girls that are actually good people are typically going to date older because, like I said, what makes a guy more valuable? So because of this, a lot of guys in their late 20s, early 30s are looking for a very above average girl to lock it in with. Or some people really have never really had the ability to go and, test the dating market in their early 20s because they had nothing to offer. So this is the first time they're able to do that. I'm not trying to sound like this guy, but there's not this inherent rush like there is for girls because biologically, men can really have children whenever they want. Once you're in your late 20s, early 30s, the first thing on a girl's mind if she wants children is she's going to bring up, I want children. Second, and in my opinion, most common reason is going to be a lot of guys put in their bio, looking for short, open to long, because it's our way of basically keeping the door open just in case we don't really like you that much. So we can have it out and be like, I'm not really looking for a relationship right now. It's kind of a polite way just in case there's a girl that you go on a few dates with. She's cool, but you don't really like her. And then you can't use the excuse that I'm not looking for a relationship because you wrote in your bio that you absolutely are. It's kind of like the politeness of like when you go up to a girl and ask for her number and she says, I have a boyfriend, instead of just saying, no, I think you're ugly. Moral of the story here and the overarching theme of what I'm trying to say is that I think a lot of people will have to accept that the dating market for men and women is completely different. So what applies to a man is not always going to apply to a woman and vice versa. Because I see all these videos about how men are approaching less or men are doing this less. And I think they're starting to realize that men aren't going to want to chase a bill. Like girls complain over having to split things half. Imagine if you had to chase a bill. It's just not that big of an incentive for a guy in his late 20s, early 30s to be like rushed into marriage because what could he get in a marriage that he couldn't just get, from a serious relationship? Because I find it so cringe when a man or a woman comes on this app and they're like, hey, you're supposed to be in a relationship at this age. What are you doing? 99% of you guys are in relationships with people you don't even find attractive. You don't even have a level of respect for. Or just overall, you're not even really happy with in general. And then you'll go and make fun of people that are overall pretty single, but they're a little old to be single. Because I'd rather regret making a decision at a slow pace and doing it before everyone else than making a decision too early and then being stuck with that person for the rest of my life. But that's just my opinion. But hey, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, they're not thinking at all. He finished it with, hey, what do you think? I think they're not thinking at all, right? And what he said, his points are valid. And you ladies have to understand what he's saying, right? And also, not even just that. What's been taking place throughout society in America, right? Divorce, divorce laws, also finding out a child is not, it's so many things. I hate to keep saying the same thing and be a broken record, but you ladies have to look at it. You know, you don't look at what's happening around you. That's not a good thing, right? It's your female trait. A man does. That's what I did before I made the decision I made. I said, do I have a chance of making it with people that think this way? No. I have to figure something else out, right? Not a lot of men are there yet. Not a lot of men want to get there. But I want to help men figure out how to get there so they can be there. Do you understand? That's my job. Why? I'm the Iceman, right? That's why I have everything I do. I have programs set for guys. Like right now, my program that's $25, right? Shows guys how to legally not pay taxes. Yes, guys, I figured out how to legally not pay any taxes. And I give that for $25. Why? Because I want men to take advantage of things like this, right? And you can do that while hiring people to work for you. While working online, actually, you don't have to work online because you can have people work for you and you can get those jobs and have them work them. Yo, yeah, I tell guys how to do it all because these are things that men need to know. There's nobody teaching Black men how not to legally pay taxes. That's why I do what I do. So if anyone wants to know, that's why I call myself the Iceman.
Dating older men is something incredible, and I think every girl should try it, okay? For the context, I'm 31, so anybody older than 31 is an older man for me, okay? Whether you're 35, 45, 65, I do not care, okay? And the thing that I love about older men and dating them is the fact that these guys do not care about these little trivial things, okay? So for example, I used to date this guy and I came back from the gym and he really wanted to devour my pink taco. But I was really sweaty down there and you know what? He did not care. He just proceeded to devour my pink taco like it was his last supper. Or whenever I didn't shave for like 3 or 4 days, these guys do not care. Seriously, I feel like they actually prefer to see a little bit of hair down there. So if you're an older guy, let me know in the comments.
It's not that. You know what it is when you hit a certain age. You know what it is. She doesn't realize, right? The guy, he's been dealing with her. He knows she's clean when she's a little sweaty because he tested it, right? He knows she takes care of herself. So when a man knows that, and he's older, he's confident, he's willing to go that extra level, right? To get you there because he knows it's going to get you there. That comes with experience from dealing with ladies, right? He knows. And he did it purposely because he knows it's going to get you here. And see, the whole thing is not sex is not, it's not just there. It's here too. See that confidence? See that? It gets women here. She knows. But watch this.
I'm single. I'm just a little high maintenance. But I love you so much.
The most peaceful dating experience I've
Yeah, and I just want to say that last lady that said I'm single, high maintenance, but I love you so much. She needs to get older, man.
ever had in my life, okay? When I tell you this man talks about 3 things: golf, lawns, and wine. And he just lets me sit here and be pretty. And, like, he just deals with the rest of the stuff, okay? He's out there currently mowing his lawns because it's 2 meals too long for summer. Okay, the other night, he was showing me his golf clubs and he was like, this one costs $4.50, there's a driver, it's really light. Well done, honey, good job. I don't know what you're talking about, but it's really good. He's so lovely. And you know what? He's also off the grid. So, like, stop dating these dusty, musty men who, like, don't have... Okay, this is your sign. Date an older guy.
I don't want to take chunks out of it with the golf clubs, but yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how perfect your lawn's going to be?
Probably a 7 or 8.
Yeah. You want it smooth like lawn bowls?
Yeah.
To me, that the only reason younger women are with older men is because they have money. And I mean, babe, honestly, obviously, a man with money is going to be more appealing than a man with nothing. But it's literally not even just that. Like, the attention to detail that older men pay attention to is actually insane. They notice and take note of the smallest things that you would never even think they would even care about. Like, for instance, my Christmas stocking. Okay, he went into my cabinet with all my skincare and all the things that I had little samples of. He bought me the full size, including Caudalie products, which, girls, if you know, you know. His big gift he got me for Christmas, I'm still like, oh my God, because backstory, we just got back from Mexico and here is my travel makeup bag. I literally got this 6 years ago for free. I don't even shop here anymore. This is what I brought with me to Mexico. I had all my makeup in here. I remember Craig looking at it and he was just like, oh, but really didn't say anything about it. And I never ever even mentioned getting another makeup bag. I had another one, a nicer one, but I left her in Florida. So this is what I've been working with. In so many words, this old man told me that that is not up to par. And he got me this. I still am like, my man. Thank you to my man. Look at her. Basically, I can't be traveling around with him with my makeup in this anymore. It's so cute and it has so much room. And the inside is black, which is very important because the makeup will spill everywhere and it stays open so I can like have all my makeup out. I'm so grateful. I'm so happy. He's so sweet. But I don't know, like, it's the little things, the little big things. I love him so much. What's the best? It's literally something I'll use all the time. And even though he kind of dragged me with his presentation of the gift, I'm still so happy because in all my years of dating dudes my age, they could never, ever.
It's not like that bag is not a lot to an older guy, right? I'll explain. When you're older and you have years and years of retirement savings and you've been grinding for so long, you just have money on top of money on top of money that young guys don't have or young guys don't know how to make, right? So a YSL bag is nothing because what is that? 5-10,000? You know, that guy probably has a couple of million. Like that's nothing to him. And it's easier for him to have her because why there was someone his age that wants a brand new car all the time, right? That wants a new house. Just the smaller things are much easier. And also, you know, the value matches value. She wants valuable things that makes her smile. He wants something younger. Goes hand in hand. But check this out. This is crazy.
Y'all leave them old niggas alone. When they say that old niggas got worms, I'm telling y'all, they mean that shit. I remember when I was young, like I was like 19 years old, and all the older men used to talk to me. Now that I'm older, I understand why people say do not talk to old men. Baby, they got worms for real, for real. I remember I was talking to this dude, he was like 65 years old. And baby, I asked him for a favor, so he asked me for a favor back. And I just remember after we had adult times, I had noticed that I had an itch that I could not resist. And for some odd reason, it always seemed to be more like active at nighttime. And at this time, baby, I didn't know nothing about worms and shit like that. So, baby, I just remember I was up all night just scratching, just itching. So, baby, I just remember one day going over to his house. So, baby, we ended up locking hands or whatever. So, I ended up looking at the tip of his finger, and I seen something squiggly and white in his finger. And I'm like, what is that? I ain't never seen like that in nobody's fingers. So, I ignored it. I'm like, maybe he's scratching his hand. So, baby, as I'm sitting there, I see him get up, and he goes to scratching. He's scratching his sit down there. And I'm just sitting there like, what you got going on? What's wrong? So, man, I just remember I gets the itching too. So he goes to the bathroom and I'll go in right after him. So, baby, I look on that counter and I see a little small, like, little bottle. I turn that down. That's pinworms. Baby, I'm like, pinworms? So at this point, I'm literally like, I'm going out of my mind because I'm like, I ain't never seen pinworms a day in my life. What is this? Baby, I grabbed my phone. I looked at and I seen that it was like a parasite. Sir, baby. So I go up to him and I'm like, excuse me, what is this? And he was like, oh, that's just my meds. I'm like, what you mean? He was like, oh yeah, from time to time I get little worms from time to time. What? He said he be getting them frequently. And I'm like, what do you mean? He said, yeah, sometimes I get them in my fingers and then sometimes I get them in my sit down. Sir, and you wasn't gonna tell me this? And baby, that was the last time I ever in my life talked to an older man. Cause what do you mean you get them frequently? What do you mean? You didn't even tell me about this. Baby, I was flabbergasted.
I just gotta say something. That has nothing to do with old men. That can happen to a young man. But that's from a man or a woman that eats pork, right? Out here where I'm at now in Vietnam, they love pork. In the Philippines, they love pork. Everywhere I go, I tell people they got something called bun chai, right? They got the vegan one. I eat the vegan one. They also is famous in pork. I tell Vietnamese, I tell the same thing in Philippines. No pork on my fork, right? Actually, it's even written in the Bible. It says don't eat pork. Why? Because God is trying to protect us. He knows it causes worms, and the worms, when you eat pork, it goes in your brain everywhere. It doesn't just go in your finger and your sit down area. The worms can actually be in your brain, be moving around in your brain. And you're wondering why you're feeling weird and why you're using the bathroom the way you do, and why, as she explained, it's disgusting. She probably was eating the pork and had the worms too. It ate food he was cooking. That's why she was itching. Yeah, man. Diets are very important, but America is struggling with diets, and that's something we need to fix for 2026. Stop eating pork. Thank y'all for watching. Peace out. See you next video.
The Iceman is coming!
Winter is here.